So, hey, good morning, Facebook. I'm Diane Bennett with Inspired Homes and RE/MAX 100, and our guest for Life Inspired Videos today is John Kabzinski. Do I say it correctly? Kabzinski?
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Kabzinski. We call him Cabby, and Cabby is in men's group with my hubby and knows us very well from Granger Community Church. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So if you guys have never watched before, not Tuesday Tips. We were talking about that before we went live on Facebook. But our Friday morning Life Inspired Stories is all about life was going along, and there was some defining moment. I love that word you used when we were talking before. There's a defining moment in your life that kind of changed your trajectory, and now you're walking an inspired life. And I do hear noise upstairs. Thanks, Nick, for taking care of that. So, so John's got a great story, right?
Well, it depends on how you're looking at it. It turns out to be great. It wasn't so great to start with. Life goes along. One of my son, my middle son, Tyler, he was in college, going to Kelly School of Business.
Brilliant child.
Killing it. Borderline genius. Everything's going fine. Has a big internship in Washington, D.C., lands a job, financial advisor at a large company. You think everything is going right. And then before spring break started, God chose to take him home. So.
Yep. So, so you have a great family, and
Awesome.
You have an amazing son who so many people love.
Yep.
And God said, this is how long his life was for, and you got him for this time, and you didn't have him until you're gone first. You didn't get to go first.
And that was my biggest fear, to go before one of my children or grandchildren. And for it to happen was like getting hit in the head with a 2x4. All of a sudden, things change. And I had a lot of choice words for God, but my faith was there. I had a difficult time, as my family did. My ex-wife Connie, my father-in-law and mother-in-law, but especially my daughter. My daughter, Tyler, was her mentor. Tyler was her rock. And I mean, their last conversation was, they're going to live life together forever and ever, and they're going to have each other's back. And so, as a parent, I mean, there's a grieving process, and the grieving process was involved, and it still goes on.
For sure.
It doesn't stop.
No, for sure.
But I came to the realization that I could grieve, but I've got to be strong for the people around me, especially my daughter. So, in between those choice words to God came asking for help. What can I do? You have, under these circumstances, your choice to take Tyler at 22 and a half, it's got to be your choice to help me get through all this, and especially my daughter. And fortunately, things got better and better and better, and they continue to get better. But there isn't a day or a moment that I don't miss Tyler.
For sure.
Some great things have come out of it. One, I would say it's selfishness on my part. I became a better follower of Christ, a better Christian. I wanted to do all the right things because I didn't want there to be even the slightest bit of chance that I wouldn't get to see Tyler again. So, along with that came mentoring. I seem to be a magnet for anybody who loses a child.
I'm sure.
And I can help them through that grieving process. I became a magnet for anybody that lost anybody, it seems. But also, I have a great love to set a solid foundation for kids to enjoy what time they have. And Tyler and I send messages out every day. So we're on over 1,100 messages, but I try to inspire people to try to live in the moment, because you just never really know when it's going to be over.
You don't know.
And so God is with me all the time. I never say amen after a prayer, as a rule, my own prayer, because I don't ever want the conversation to stop.
Just ongoing.
Ongoing. I don't even call him God anymore. I call him Pops. That's what my kids call me, and that is close to me. So God is my Pops. So whenever I feel in a good mood, I thank him. When I feel in a bad mood, I ask him for some support, and he does. The messages they go out to, I don't know how many people. I send out a couple.
I'm on the list.
I know you are.
I get your message.
Send out a couple hundred every morning, and they get distributed all over the place, and I know they're all over the country, and if they help one person, then I've done what I'm supposed to do. And there's sometimes in the morning I start to write the message. I don't know what I'm going to say. That's when Tyler jumps in. And between him and God, they give me the words to hopefully inspire somebody, and that's the important thing. The other thing is I can share my loss, which was God's gain and heaven's gain, with the children that I try to help mentor. I teach at GCC, the 4th and 5th graders, and
have for years.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I get to share some of my life's experiences, and I watch those kids turn into incredible adults. From kids that I'd mentored and teach 17 years ago, they become incredible adults, your daughter included. With her graduating, that's a proud moment for me too, because I like to think we helped set a solid foundation for her. But it's having the faith and not losing the faith under incredible adversity. I can't even imagine, and being thankful for the 22 and a half years that I got to spend with Tyler. The incredible thing is Tyler was born dead originally.
What? I've never heard this.
Yeah, he had the cord was wrapped around his neck, emergency C-section. 5 or 6 nurses were working on him. All but one gave up, and that became his angel. And one of our pastors, Dr. Bob, you know him well, he suggested that maybe, this nurse, this angel, asked for us to be able to enjoy Tyler as long as God was going to let us. So I was incredibly thankful for the 22 and a half years I got when I could have had nothing.
Absolutely.
So, my messages in the morning are live for today like it's your last, because it could be. Don't miss an opportunity to tell friends and family that you love them. Always be at your best. The only way you can be at your best is be your best before you can give your best. And when you do that, then you've done something. And don't forget to thank God for everything. This is a very, very short time, 60, 70, 80, 22 and a half years on earth.
Some people lose 6-year-olds and some people lose 6-month-olds.
Right. So be thankful for what you have, but know that this is only a small, small portion. We have eternity.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to eternity. One thing is I'm not afraid to die. I'm going to be the best I can be for my daughter, my son, my friends, my family. You're included, you and Scott and your family. But then know that when it is my time, then I'm going to get to spend eternity with Tyler and and the rest of the family that's up there. So, this has been a good experience. It's been a horrible experience, but it's going to have a happy ending.
Yes.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
The happy endings. We want the happy endings.
Yes.
And that's how it's going along, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I don't know when the messages are going to stop. I'm over 1,100 in a row. When they do, they do. But in the meantime, spending time with the likes of you and your family and my friends and family, and giving them the best I have in my family, especially my oldest son and my grandkids and my daughter-in-law and my daughter, Katie. I'm going to do the best I can for them. And that's one thing I try to inspire parents that lose their children. If they have more than one sibling, they got to remember there's still one left, or 2 left, or 3 left, and they deserve their all. And sometimes, for those of you that have lost children and you have other children, they deserve your best. Your child's in good hands, great hands, the best hands ever.
Yes.
But you still have to be there for your other children. And sometimes I've seen people fall into depression, have anxiety, and kind of almost like give up. I'm telling you, don't give up. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not another train. So, that's pretty much in a nutshell what's going on in my life. I'm going to continue to do the best I can for everybody around, and try to inspire these children, try to inspire the older children that I'm mentoring, try to inspire the parents of some of these children that are having problems. I get involved with that too from time to time. When they ready to throw their hands up, I'll sit down and listen to them. And sometimes it's just something simple, or sometimes it's, I think we've all gone through it. We never, as a rule, most parents, they don't get a lot of affirmation, but your kid goes to the next door neighbors and they're the best kids ever, and you're saying, is this my child? I think we can all step out of our comfort zone sometimes and be an example for somebody that's in need. And all you got to do is ask God for help, and He's there. He'll never let you go. No. Never, ever.
That's awesome. So, thanks for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
So I do want to thank you, too, for your ministry, not just to the 4th and 5th graders. Sorry, I'm so choked up. But to all of Tyler's friends. I was there at his funeral, and all of Tyler's friends that miss him, too, have become some of the people that started your text message chain.
Yeah.
And you have such a ministry to those guys and girls, and thank you for that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like I said, you don't get a lot of affirmation. I found out later after Tyler passed that as we were preparing Tyler for life, I'm talking about Tyler and I, basically we were setting up budgets. We were talking about what he could spend, what he couldn't spend, setting up a 10% tithe, 10% for yourself, pay all your bills, and then whatever you have left, you're going to do something else with, and a quarter of your income is going to be for your housing, and blah 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 blah. And I didn't realize, but a couple of his friends were like, Mr. Cabby, they called it, you got Tyler prepared, and he was sharing everything that you were sharing with him.
That's awesome.
With us. Can you continue to help? So that's when it started. I mean, he passed on the 14th of March in 2015, and the messages started on the 28th of March in 2015, and they just never stopped. So we talk about budgets. We talk about taking care of yourself. We talk about living in the moment. Mm-hmm. That's how you make memories. You live in the moment.
Yep.
The statistics say that when you an idle mind, 70% of the thoughts that you have are negative, and so you have to have a trigger to get it back on track. And that trigger could be, for me, that trigger when I have a negative thought is on a beach with sunshine. When I have Satan try to attack me, then it's Jesus on the cross. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you need to try to stay positive. And then when you walk in a room, people know. Mm-hmm. And you can be that light in this dark world for somebody, maybe even just a smile. Yeah. A smile that somebody hasn't had ever, or
right.
maybe in a long time, may turn their life around.
Right.
You just never know.
Right.
But that, as Christians, that's our responsibility. As being part of God's army, we need to be an example of what you're supposed to do and what you're right.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Facebook, thanks for watching. If you know somebody that has lost a loved one, whether they've lost a child or whether they've lost, another family member of any kind, just, share John's story with them. Or
contact me on Facebook.
Yeah, you can message us here. John is tagged in our words, so you can follow through to his Facebook page and message him. He would be happy to have coffee with you, meet you for lunch,
sure.
Whatever. So
I'll help you get through any way I can.
Absolutely.
We can't do this by ourselves.
No,
we can't.
No, we need each other. So Thanks,
Facebook.
You guys have a great day. Yeah, thanks. You guys have a great day.